there is no telling what people will be willing to do when you mix alcohol, young people, and money.
And sex. Whole lot of sex.
Whole lot of sex.
I remember a great man saying one time, he says, if you want to find out who a person really is, you want to really see who they are, their true character, he said, give them unlimited access to one of three things: power, money, or sex. You want to see who a person really is.
Don't ask me.
Give them unlimited access to one of those three things, and you will see exactly who you. Because here's the truth: most people are good and moral because they can't afford not to be.
When you have done too much in your past by pulling up your dress and showing your. We'll be talking about the rest of it on the show. Y'all tune in. Let's go.
To the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Monday. It's Man Talk Monday.
What we gonna do today? Let me do this first. Gotta remind everybody, it's Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where they give you the real realities of relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to join into the conversation.
Yes.
Men, women, boys, and girls, everybody's welcome. How you do this? Go into the comment section, leave your comment, leave your question. This is how you talk to us. But by all means, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
We want to hear from you.
Yes.
But we're going to get all off into this real quick because word on the street is there is a Freaknik documentary coming soon.
Well, you know, people have been asleep since then.
Oh, man, that's all I've been seeing. People nervous. People are nervous about this.
But the crazy thing about it is I know when it first started, it wasn't as bad. But I think gradually over the years, it got worse and worse and worse. And people were trying to outdo what they did the year before.
It always does get worse. Man, it don't get no better. Now, I remember I went to college in 95. I had a roommate. My roommate, his mother lived in Atlanta. So he would go. I never went to Freaknik, so I ain't got no worries, no stress on me. I never went to Freaknik, but he had a camcorder and he would come back and we would sit and watch what went down at Freaknik. Let me just say, the name is very much justified because the freaks was out. I'm not talking about female, I'm talking about everybody.
Somebody said this other day, and I thought they were wrong, but I saw this last night. They say when we get together as people, when we get together, when we don't know what to do, we get on the table and start twerking.
Oh man!
The girl last night, I was trying to figure out, ain't nobody twerking around here.
Right?
Why are you standing on this table twerking?
It wasn't that type of party.
And she was on the table twerking. I guess when all else fails,
get you a table twerking. Listen, it's almost as if people compete
Yes, that's exactly what it's
to see. You gonna show that? Oh well, you ain't gonna outdo me. Next thing you know,
everybody naked.
All kinds of debauchery.
Yeah.
All kinds of debauchery. All kinds of debauchery didn't happen. But we've been watching the little videos about people talking about, oh, you're gonna mess around, you're gonna see your pastor, you're gonna see the deacon, you're gonna see first lady on there and all this type of stuff.
Oh, that is funny.
But people are nervous, and it got us thinking. What if somebody got access to your past? What if your past was somewhere tucked away, captured on video, and somebody all of a sudden puts it out? So we talking about tonight. I thought that bone was buried. Freaknik Chronicles. I thought that bone was buried. What happens when the past that you thought you left behind, all of a sudden you get wind that somebody is bringing it up?
I think the misconception is because it's your past, I think that people automatically believe that it's going to stay back there. You know what I mean? Automatically, there's no way me doing this is going to follow me to my future. You know, which is funny because I'm having this conversation with my 20-year-old son right now. And he keeps finding ways to get in different types of trouble.
Right.
And I keep telling him, son, you have to be careful. Because if you make the wrong decision, it will go past you. It won't follow you. It's going to go past you and be waiting for you. And see, that's the misconception. We think that we can do anything and it won't go past us. Some of that stuff will pass you and wait for you to try to establish yourself and be somebody. And it'll be similar like, oh, I don't think so.
Yeah. It's called making a name for yourself.
Yes.
And so your name or your reputation precedes you. You ever heard me somebody and they said your reputation precedes you? Well, what you done established a reputation, and that's what people know. So by the time you meet that person, if they've heard about you, they've already made up in their mind of who you are. And that's dangerous. And we got to always be thinking about that. But when you in your late teens, your 18, 19, your early 20s, you could care less most of the time. And that's where we make a lot of the mistakes we make, man.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of the mistakes we make. So y'all tell me, what would y'all do if somebody came back and threatened to show some stuff that you did in your past? What would y'all do?
Set them and myself on fire.
So grab up real quick, sleep. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pouring gas on everything.
Because you remember being in your 20s, your early 20s, being in your 20s, you remember your thought process. You remember the stuff you were trying to get into, not get out of, the stuff you were trying to get into. Were you thinking about your future then?
Well, and that's just it. I think people think that, oh, I got plenty of time for that. I got plenty of time for my life. I ain't even 30. I ain't 25. I got plenty of time for that. But it's funny because those people, the girls gone wild, the guy targeted the younger people.
Oh, yeah.
Because he knows they're not thinking clearly. They'll do anything. They're not thinking clearly. Give them some alcohol. And a camera, and everybody wants to be a star.
Recipe for disaster. Roger Reed said, kill them. And he put some bone emojis on it. That means he's real serious about that thing.
Absolutely.
Andrea Caldwell says, tell them to go ahead. I don't live there anymore. Okay.
Well, I want to deal with that. Go ahead.
Amelia laughed and she says, that part, what you were trying to get into, not out of. Right. We spent a lot of time trying to get into stuff. Jessica says, find something on them in hopes we came to an agreement to not share each other's past. He's like, can we negotiate? I know something about you too.
Well, what she said, I think she said, go ahead and show, go ahead.
Yeah, she said, I don't live there no more.
Now, not living there and having a house there. Those two completely different things. I want to know how would you deal with that if you had resided there before? Listen, it doesn't matter whether or not you live there because people can look at us most of the time and say, "Oh, that ain't you no more." But How many people would rather see you in your past tense rather than your present tense?
Yeah, because it's a trickier thing to have people say you not that person anymore, and they knew you then. Versus you done move somewhere, don't nobody know you, and you rewritten the script.
Yeah, there you go. Rewritten.
You rewritten the script, and now these people know you as a certain person. Yeah. But then somebody from your past just happens to pop up one day,
and they call you back door. Oh, you call back door? Right. This is what's so crazy about this. One of the things I was always fearful of, I didn't want anybody that people knew. I wanted somebody from out of town because I didn't want nobody's past to run up on them while I was with you. I didn't want to be talking to you or walking or with you somewhere and somebody run up and say, "Hey, such and such. Oh yeah, remember that was me." I didn't want none of that, so I had to go. I had to make sure I got somebody from almost
you about to get somebody visiting your house. Huh?
I had to make sure I got somebody from out there because I didn't want no problems with their past running up.
Oh man, bruh, it's crazy because in the moment you don't think about it.
No,
them people at Freaknik was just trying to have a good time.
And right now I'm trying to get you to like, share, and subscribe. Listen, guys, we're trying to get our subscription level up to 1,000 this month. We're trying to get 1,000. Y'all help us out. If y'all like what we're doing, we'll tell somebody about it. And most importantly, y'all like, share, and subscribe. Also, while you're listening, let us know where you're listening from. Because 2 minutes, I'm getting a lot of people calling me, telling me that they're listening to the show, and I don't see them, ain't heard from it, don't do nothing. Right. Let us know where you're listening from.
Yeah. We got a lot of people in the comments. Yes. I mean, a lot of people that don't comment, but they listen. But go ahead and say ain't nothing. Just go ahead and hit the follow button. Just follow us.
Don't be weird and sit back listening to all this and don't say nothing.
Talking about what they talking about over there?
Exactly. Yeah. Let us know y'all listening.
What they talking about? Yes. Right. Let us know. So you've gotten grown. You find you the person of your dreams, man or woman of your dreams. Hey, we got Dawn
cook, the Dawn.
Oh, Dawn, okay. Longview, all the way to Longview.
Yes.
Appreciate you joining us. So you find your person, right? Y'all get married. Somebody comes and presents to you an envelope of your spouse's past. Would you or would you not open it up?
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not gonna open it, and let me tell you why I'm not opening it. I'm not opening it because I'm married to you now, and we've been together. Me and Cheryl been together for 30. It'll be 32 years on Friday. 32 years on Friday, I think. Yeah, it'll be 32 years on Friday. So at this point, I feel like for the most part, I know most of what her past was like because we've talked about a lot of it.
Okay.
And so I wouldn't really, I just don't know at this point there would be too much that would surprise me about her past. Now, my past is completely different.
It's off limits.
That is all. For what? I just don't know why you would want to go. Listen, that file has been burnt. I just don't know why. Let me just say this. I am not proud of what I've done. I just thank God that Freaknik was far enough away the where we couldn't get to it because we were some fools. Man, we were some fools. First of all, I was in the military and we went all over the world. Different. Thank the Lord we didn't have the internet.
So you had Freaknik Japan.
Oh my God. Oh, the stories.
Monique says, I agree, John. She said, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
She says, the past is the past for a reason. Leave it there.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
But that's the thing. So you plan to bury some things, but somehow they get resurrected. We believe, we got these Christians on. You believe in the resurrection. What if the wrong thing get resurrected?
Boy, you didn't bring up because the people that was back then, they older.
Yes.
They more mature.
Yes.
They got their careers together. They got their lives together. They in church.
Right.
Whether they going every Sunday or not. They paying on their tithe. They ain't paying it completely, but they paying on their tithe. And you come to them now with this, brother. They gonna look at it. And I'm gonna tell you something. And those be the main people that are fighting some of the stuff that younger people are doing now, like they were never young and doing.
Yes. Everybody
wants
talking
compassion.
Bad about them and all this type of stuff.
Compassion, but we don't want to show none.
Right, like you don't remember what it was to be that age. No grace whatsoever. Jessica says, "I'll take it and give it to my spouse, even though I'm not married yet. I am in a relationship, and we have shared each other's past to one another, no matter if it was good or bad. We are open. So I would give the envelope to him and let him do whatever he wants with it." That's some trust, Jessica. That's some trust. Because here's the thing. You've shared as far as you know everything.
I knew you was gonna do that.
Because here's the thing. Depending on how ashamed a person is of something they did in their past, they're hiding. And here's the reason why people hide the thing that they're ashamed of. They're afraid that you won't like them anymore or love them at all. They're afraid that you're going to judge them based on that, not based on who they are and who they've been to you at this point. But this thing might be a deal breaker for you. So they hide it from you because they've been hanging around you. They've already made up in their mind what you can and what you can't accept. And they make up in their mind. They don't give you the chance to be the big person. They just go ahead and make that decision for both of y'all and they hide it. But sometimes these things come back. Afia says, I heard people were trying to sue the production company because they don't want it to happen.
Listen to me. I'm telling you, because the worst thing that can happen, the two worst things in the world, young people and alcohol. And let me add this. If there is a chance you think you can get some money from it.
Oh,
remember, the guys that were putting it on were record producers. They had a little money.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
And there is no I want to preface this by saying, I'm going to look in the camera, just in case they want to get close. I'm going to say it slow. There is no telling what people will be willing to do when you mix alcohol, young people, and money.
And sex. Whole lot of sex. I remember a great man saying one time, he says, if you want to find out who a person really is, you want to really see who they are, their true character, he said, give them unlimited access to one of three things: power, money, or sex. You want to see who a person really is.
Don't ask me.
Give them unlimited access to one of those three things, and you will see exactly who you, because here's the truth. Most people are good and moral because they can't afford not to be.
Yes. True.
Soon as they can afford it, this is why, like, oh, you get some money, you didn't change. Oh, no, they didn't change. That's who they always been. They just couldn't afford to be that person.
Ooh, that's good. That's the truth. That is definitely the
truth.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can't pay your rent. You in church every Sunday, but soon as you get that good job, it ain't nobody not now. You know what I'm saying? They don't see you no more. Monique says, should we judge them or be judged based on our past?
Okay, let me answer. Okay, I want to answer this. So I don't know whether or not you should be based upon your past. I just think it depends on your past. You know whether or not you have did some stuff. Right. We're not now. I'm gonna exclude myself out of this. I'm simply saying listen, because I don't want my past to, it's funny because you gotta have a not a bridle, but a governor on your past, like you do a school bus, so it won't go past. You gotta do that with your past. You gotta have a governor on it, so your past don't pass you.
Right.
And dude, I don't know whether or not you should be I don't know whether or not you should be judged by, but I think it just depends on the depths and the depths of what you were willing to do back then. Because there is a constant. The problem with doing stuff like this, we pick what we do, but we can't pick the consequence for it.
Boy, what you talking about?
And the consequence sometimes outweigh way more than some of the other stuff that we think, man.
That's the name of the game. How do I commit the act but shield myself from the consequence? And you can't. You can pick your actions, but you can't pick your consequences. And that's the reality of life. Most people, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do what they want to without the repercussions. But repercussions are built into what you're doing.
I remember I had passed out in this room. And I remember waking up, and I remember a guy with a big cowboy hat standing over me.
I just got scared. I don't know.
I remember passed out. Well, I'm trying to leave out some parts.
No, you might need more details. Okay. I'm scared right now.
I remember I was. Let me see how to say this. Maybe
I just put you in a corner crying somewhere. I don't want to.
Okay. I was in a room with somebody that I probably shouldn't have been in there.
Oh, okay. All right. And I'm with you now.
And we were drinking. And I to the level where I had passed out. And they was making so much noise in the room, they called the police on us.
Oh.
And I just remember coming to and looking up. This guy had on his Texas Ranger, had on this California Highway Patrol hat.
Oh, okay.
And I remember trying to get my bearing, trying to figure out what was going on.
You got speechless for a minute. Can't find the words.
Just thinking back on some of the stuff that we did.
Oh man,
had recorded. Oh my man. God, I just couldn't even imagine when as a matter of fact. Because when people talk about Freaknik, the first thing goes, oh man, dude, oh man, they had to stop it.
Yeah,
it was illegal in 49 states.
Don't worry, Kappa Beach coming up next. So all y'all that's worried about that, it's coming next. Don't worry. Listen, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Click that follow button. Click that like button. Make sure you like. If you like what we're doing, I don't know. Just let me know.
No, they like it.
Here's the scary thing, because all y'all saying, you know what I'm saying, that should be should be in the past. Past should be in the past. But what if we doing hypotheticals? What if it comes up? What if it comes up to the person that you really wouldn't want to find out? Because you got that person you really wouldn't want to find out. Monique says, wow, John, you still found love and a great one.
I don't know how. This is the thing. I want y'all to know, and I talked about this. In the midst of all my debauchery that I was doing.
Debauchery.
Oh, yeah. Debauchery. It was with a capital DB. In the midst of all that, when God got ready for me to meet my wife, I stopped it.
Uh-huh.
He pulled me away for about 6 months, and then I met Cheryl.
Oh wow!
So he separated because I was out. Me and my friend was out there bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Don't drag him down with you.
Somebody was praying. Somebody was praying for me.
Right.
Somebody was praying, man. Bro, I'm telling you, somebody
had me on their mind. Exactly. Took the time and prayed.
Exactly.
Okay. Kitty Gang says, if we judging people on what they did 20, 30 years ago, we have too much free time on our hands. In reality, who cares? I'm going to tell you who cares, Kenny. The person who's trying to distract you from their mess, they care. People will tell on you to distract from what they've done, especially if it has a instance of coming up. Jessica said it earlier. She said, I'm gonna try to find some on you, so I'm gonna try to keep you quiet with what I know about you.
And Kenny, that makes a lot of it. Really sounds good and makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah.
But we live in a time and age now to where that's what we do.
Right.
Bill Cosby just got out of jail for something he did 40 years ago.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm drinking no Kool-Aid and nothing around him. I'm just simply saying it was 40 years ago.
Right.
So if Bill Cosby, who is a billionaire, can be judged by his past, what makes us think that we're not going to be judged by ours?
Yeah. Okay. So that brings up a good question. What are some things about a person's past that are just absolutely necessary to know?
Criminal record.
criminal record. Y'all let us know too. What are some things about a person's past that is absolutely critical to know? He said criminal record.
What you have been convicted, what you have been charged with, not necessarily what you have been convicted of, what you have been charged with. Yes.
Okay.
What you have been accused of.
Okay. All right.
Because then let me decide whether or not. Because for example, I got a daughter. If my daughter is dating a guy and he has a criminal record of my long. He's like, but I didn't get convicted of none of it. But your name keep coming up and all this stuff. Something is, you know what I'm saying? Something's wrong with that.
Yeah. Because we see too many movies about, I guess those are movies, but there's some things that happen in real life. You know what I'm saying? What about mama never telling you who daddy is?
I don't mean to laugh at that. I'm just thinking about remember social media when you sent where the guy asked the girl, have you ever had a train ran on you?
This guy asked his wife.
Yeah, she wasn't his wife yet. He was dating.
He was dating her? Oh, okay.
He wasn't married to her. And he asked her, and the look on her face was like, wow. Well, first of all, wow, I can't believe you asked me that. But he asked her, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. And they laughing about it, but she didn't say no. She didn't say no.
And I think because we hide behind this, I was living my best life.
Man, that phrase gonna get people in so much trouble.
We talk about it. People would do anything.
Yeah.
So so how about this? I have my fans only page, OnlyFans page. I got a kid.
Nah, he ain't saying he has it. He's speaking in scenario time.
Y'all ain't gonna give me a dime for my OnlyFans page, so stop that. But I got an OnlyFans page,
right?
And my kids are making fun of my kids because they seeing mom on this OnlyFans page. Dude,
this is real stuff that's happening now.
Stuff happening right now.
Right now.
What are we doing?
Hey man, because the internet is so dangerous, and here it is. You did some naked stuff years ago, but now your child's classmates are pulling it up and watching you.
Yes.
Now the child can't even go to school, but where could they go to school? Because kids, listen, these kids good with these computers and stuff. Better than we are. Yeah. And they pull up stuff and you like, where'd you get that from? They getting teased. Mm-hmm. They getting teased.
About stuff that's happening now. We're not even talking about your past.
Oh my goodness. Kenny Gaines says it wasn't Bill Cosby alone. Him trying to buy that network played a part in it also. Jessica says medical records. You straight? No issues. I need paper, not words.
Medical records is good. That's a good one. Yes.
Monique says in childhood trauma, those that are really hard to get past are that they are still dealing with. Samantha says been married or divorced. That's something you need to know. Kenny says I agree on the criminal record and the medical records. Ifia says, they was definitely running trains at Freaknik. Absolutely.
That's why they fighting.
Absolutely.
That's why they fighting and suing and crying.
Man.
To come out. Yeah.
Jerica says, I would want to know if you've murdered somebody.
Or been accused of murder.
This is the reality of life.
Yes.
Kenny brought up Bill Cosby. Was it fair what they did? No, I don't think it was.
I don't think so.
Because here's the thing: things that are acceptable, things that are not acceptable now were acceptable 20 years ago. And Bill Cosby was trying to make this point. He said, "Man, this is how we party." But he wasn't being judged on 1960s, 70s terms. He was being judged on 18, 19 terms. And that's the thing. It doesn't erase the fact that it happened.
Yes, exactly.
It don't erase the fact that it happened. And now somebody pulling it up today judging it based on today's factors, they're looking at it different, and the perception is different for that today than it would be back then. You got to take that into consideration.
So does it really matter, as much as I understand and know why it was done to Bill Cosby, and the grand scheme of things, does it really matter why it was done? All that really matters is there was something that they could use to stop him from getting what he wanted.
Right.
That's the grand scheme, is what can I find on you to stop me from giving you this promotion, from stopping you from buying this company, from stopping you from getting whatever favorable thing that you're trying to be a part of in your life. What in your past can possibly stop you from doing that?
Yeah. You meet the person, you meet the one you really want to be with, and you know that there's something that they wouldn't be cool with. How do you reconcile that? What do you do? How do you handle that? Because it's a real thing. Because, man, ain't nothing more disheartening than thinking you've gotten away from something or gotten away with something, and you get so settled into this new life. Everything's good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's healthy. Everybody's wealthy. All this type of stuff. Then all of a sudden, this thing rears its ugly head,
and you out there bad.
And you
out there, because all I can think about is this: the only thing that will make me fight it, if I have turned my nose up to that, if I have put on an air like I am so much better than that kind of behavior, and that would never be me, because that's generally the people that it come back for.
That's it. You got to carry yourself with an air of humility about yourself. Absolutely. That says, even when somebody starts showering you with praise, oh, you so awesome, oh, you so great. Say, listen, man,
freaking everybody.
Right, everybody. Right. You just don't understand, man. Man, I'm a blessed person. I'm a miracle, bro. If you knew me back then, you know what I'm saying? You kind of reconcile that. Kenny says, I don't know not one person who doesn't have something in their past.
I don't either.
Not me personally. Listen, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about the whole scheme of things. The past isn't the problem. It's how we treat the present. Because the present becomes the past. It's how we treat the present. When we don't handle the present, and the present is all about right now decisions. It's about right now choices. If we don't handle the right now choices and the right now decisions properly, as time drags on, that present now becomes our past. And it can be something that you're defined by your past anyway.
Sure.
If you spent $1,000 yesterday and messed up your credit, today it's going to impact you.
Yes, sure is. Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, we get so caught up in the moment, we don't think about the future, and we make bad decisions in our present, which turn out to be our past.
Because we are defined by the decisions that we make.
Right.
And Freaknik was a decision that you thought, and listen, everybody has a Freaknik. Everybody has a Freaknik in them.
Right.
But whether or not it was recorded or not is something completely different. And let me say this, man. I think there's nothing more disheartening to a man or a woman that think they have a certain type of person, and they find out that you're not nothing close to that.
Oh my goodness.
Every man wants to feel like that he has a jewel, that he has something, a treasure, something special. And I would dare to say a woman wants to feel the same way. I think if you are holding on to something like the Freaknik, that stuff that you did, and like, oh, if anything like that would get out, there's something we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
And my life and my decisions have changed. Thus, I do this now. I'm like this now. This is the reason why I don't do that now. Because because if you learn anything from it, like Derek said, I have to agree with that. There should be results. There should be things and decisions that have been made differently because of those type of things in your life. Yeah. Because if you were running through women and they were doing anything back then, it's going to make you're going to move different. Yeah.
You're absolutely going to move different. Monique said that's the truth. Kenny says, absolutely. When you know better, you should do better. Jerica says, everyone has fallen short. It's how you get back up that matters. Do better, be better, forgive yourself. Yes, but you got to have that humility. And typically, when you don't have the humility, it's a cover because you haven't dealt with the stuff and you're so afraid of people finding out. Because if they find out, they say what pride is attached to shame. People that are very prideful, there's typically something that they're trying to cover that if it gets out, it's going to cause them great shame. So you get that pride. That's when you start getting close to an issue. That person they either get angry, violent, or they get real. They start crying and stuff. Oh, they hit you with the tears because they're trying to back you down. Yeah. Because they know if they find great shame is going to hit me. And the whole big thing about shame, Brene Brown, everybody knows Brene Brown deals with shame and everything. It's about disconnection. We don't want to be disconnected from the people that we do life with. And we know if these people knew this thing, they wouldn't deal with me, or that's the fear.
Or they're going to look at me different.
They're going to look at me different. They found out you was a klepto on your pad. Now they start hiding everything every time you come over. So hey man, go lock up the stuff. Hey man,
they found out you was a super freak back in the day. They're gonna really be different. Now everybody's gonna be clutching their husband when you come. Now nobody's gonna trust.
Now you gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
They don't even think twice about you around their husband now. But let the tape come out and you on the tape doing God knows what, man or woman, people, your relationships are going to change because of it.
Absolutely. Y'all, you be a very playful person, and all of a sudden your playfulness gets mistaken as flirting.
Yes.
Because they find out something about your past. So listen, that past can be a loaded gun, but how do you disarm the gun?
Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Did I tell y'all that? Like, share, and subscribe.
I just know when I look at my page, I better see some more followers.
Like,
today.
share, and subscribe, and y'all start following us. Follow us. Most of the time when we go back trying to get people, trying to see where people are coming from, trying to connect back to people, we notice that they're not following us. Follow the page. We are positive that you guys will enjoy it.
Absolutely. We got some great stuff on there too. So go back and especially last week. You want to go back and check out last week's show. You want to check that out. But here's the thing. Somebody has your past in the palm of their hand, and they weaponized it, and they're threatening to use it to discredit you. Maybe you decide you want to run for office, like I said, or you found that person you want to be with and all this type of stuff, and this person has this. But how do you diffuse that bomb?
Is there coming back from a train run?
Oh,
is there a comeback from?
Should the person you are planning to be with, is that valuable information?
Oh, you're not gonna tell them that. Oh, you're not gonna tell them that. Oh no. No, you're not finna, no, you're not gonna tell nobody that. No, that was going to the grave if you can help it. You may have to kill a couple, 2, 3, 4. That's going to the grave.
But you know, that's the reason why a lot of people get killed. Because it's about what they know. When people commit a crime, anybody witness this thing, they try to take out the witnesses. They try to get rid of the witnesses because anybody who can tell what I did, I'm trying to get rid of. Jericho say y'all stating facts. That's what we do around here, Jericho.
I'm just trying to figure out. So if a guy had been with more, if a guy had got down to Freaknik and just acted a plum fool, the repercussion, I believe, for him wouldn't be as bad as it would be for a chick that was down there acting up. Because most of the time we're trying to, guys, we don't really have to escape it. We just kind of move on. That baggage kind of comes with chicks. I don't think chicks can escape it like guys can, man.
No. And here's the harsh reality. It is a double standard.
Yes, it is.
Guys don't get judged the same for body counts as women do. Yeah. Regardless of how people starting to think these days and how women have trying to retrain their brains to think, oh, I can have a high body count. No. In your mind,
having a high body count is one thing. Having two dudes at one time is something different. Man, I am so serious, man. No, because nobody wants that. I don't know, nothing that would be more disheartening though. It's hurting my feelings thinking about it. I'm like, man.
No, you're right. I would not want to know that. Terry Jones, he said, men are expected to act a fool. Listen, Terry speaking facts. He said, do it alone.
Don't tell nobody.
Hey, problem is at least 3 people that know what you did. Monique says the double standard. Listen, double standards exist, and we can't keep operating like they don't.
Yes, they do. They do.
And that's the thing. We operate like they don't, and then get mad when people hold us to it.
So I remember one time when my friend had told me.
Okay. All right. Oh, come on.
I remember one time my friend told me he was messing around with this girl. And I said, man, you lying. He said, oh, you don't believe me? He said, come and get in the closet. So I went and got in the closet, and he had the chick to come over. Mm-hmm. So he had the chick to come over. So he going there and they having sex, and it sounded like he throwing her off the wall.
Right. And
in the middle of it, he stops and say, hey man, no, come on
out. Like you on camera. And I'm like, Ashton Kutcher, you been bugged.
I walk out the door and he says, come on, man, come get you some. That's not what was discussed when we talked about it. We just talked about me being in the closet.
Right, just supposed to be a spectator, not a participant.
I'm supposed to, you're supposed to put her out, and I'm supposed to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, that was so okay, bet." No, hey man, come on. He goes close the door. I'm like, she don't get out of there 5 minutes. She don't get out of there 2 minutes before she called my girlfriend.
Oh,
girl, let me tell you what John was trying. I'm like, I wasn't trying to do nothing. Let me tell you what he had to. So I'm simply saying
they cracking up, man. Terry's cracking up. Terry's cracking. Because I cracked up the first time I heard it. I promise you, I was rolling.
Man, I got a million stories like this.
I didn't even do nothing.
By the time I got up, my girlfriend was all the way to the house. She was just calling, telling me what you did. I'm like, but I ain't do nothing. She's like, well, what was your pants doing? I'm like, well, my pants was, it was a lot. It was. I'm just saying how oftentimes we can find ourselves in situations that we didn't plan on being in. Yeah. And I imagine it wasn't no alcohol. It was just foolishness that was going on. But I could imagine if it had been alcohol, other things going on. Ain't no telling what would have went on. But I know one thing that was going to
go on. Catch the full story on Man Talk Chronicles Uncensored.
Yes.
Kenny said 50 to 60% of the girls you went to school with in the 80s and 90s have been with 2 or more guys at once. Kenny, don't do them like that. Kenny, don't do them. You can't.
Hold up, Kenny.
Oh, hold up. Kenny, how you know? Yeah. Dr. Selena said lies.
I'm simply saying this, guys. And I think true words haven't been spoken when they say everybody has a past. And I agree.
Yeah.
Guys, no more, no less. We've all been some fools in our past.
Right.
But that Freaknik thing, man, that thing has a label attached to it.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we don't allow our past to run past us into our future. Because if people see you come out and your face and your picture on that, man, that could be devastating for you.
Yeah. Yeah, because remember, you wasn't thinking about your future in that moment. You wasn't thinking that your present becomes your past. And the future situation depends on the present now and how you handled the last. How did you handle it? What did you do with it? You got to be careful. And that's the whole reason why we're trying to, because we have people. Listen, many of our people that watch and listen to us, grown folks, real grown folks,
rusty grown,
but still doing foolish stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, people do what they want to do.
Terry said facts. Yeah,
I guess that's what's the most disturbing. That back then we had an excuse on why we were doing foolish stuff because everybody was doing it. Well, the older we get, the less excuse we have for why we're doing it. Most of the time we got chalk it up to I'm just really doing what I want to do. And when that's wrong, dude, and when you come out on the wrong end of the stick, hey, fess up. This what I want to do, and be ready for the consequences. Because most of the time, the consequences is gonna be different than what it was last time.
Yeah. Phil says, not when Big Booty Judy was in your face. Listen, you'll find yourself in some situations if you're not thinking.
Absolutely.
And the situation takes over. Next thing you know, it's making decisions for you. And you do not want to get there where the situation starts dictating to you. Monique said, is this Freak Place that's airing in Atlanta or Galveston asking for a friend? It's so Freaknik was at Atlanta. Kappa Beach was Galveston. Like I said, if they doing this Freaknik, Kappa Beach is coming, but they the same things. Same debauchery going on in both places.
Yes.
Terry Jones says we didn't need an excuse back then because everyone was doing it right. And that's the problem. We get caught up in what everybody's doing, and fast forward 20 years, you're being judged differently now. And they're not going to judge you based on 20-year ago terms. They're going to judge you based on now terms.
We didn't have Freaknik. We had the 2 for 10s over there by my house. The
2 for 10?
The motels.
Oh,
all the motels that was around the neighborhood was 2 for $10 for 2 hours. 2 for 10.
Oh wow!
So all the kids and stuff used to be at the motel. That's 2 for 10. I heard because I was a Christian, wholesome Christian boy that studied my Bible. But all those places, they had all those places in our neighborhoods. Had motels all over the place in our neighborhoods. Linfield. I don't know.
Oh, wait, you saw that Linfield Inn, some spark then you're like, okay.
I remember where it was.
Okay.
I remember they had a
crazy thing is somebody watching her, they know you said it sparked some of them too.
That was our 2 for 10. That was our Freaknik was a 2 for 10.
That's where it went down.
Yeah. That's what I heard anyway.
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard. I was good, wholesome, clean.
I'm reminded of, I'm pretty sure many of you saw the movie 8 Mile. You saw 8 Mile, the rap battle at the end, where they did all this stuff to Eminem, and now he's up against the dude who's supposed to be the man in the rap battle. And his friend says, aren't you afraid of what they're going to say about you? And he thought about it. And so he goes into the rap battle and he tells everything that what he would have used to say against him, and completely diffused to the guy that he couldn't say anything. He quieted. He hush mouth, couldn't say anything because he took the initiative and put it out there first. How many of you would do such a thing if the past was beginning to threaten? Would you be the first to tell, or would you take the other route as far as trying to hide it or do the cover up thing?
I think most people, let's talk about me. I think I would get in front of it. I would just tell it. It would be a great book, though. I would hate to tell it for free. Oh man, there's some great stuff. But I probably would get in front of it and tell it, because you want to take the sting. Okay, you want to take the sting off yourself. When it's different from me taking the sting off of it and you dealing with it than from you hearing it. Because one thing about what we do, man, we can make stuff sound what I'm doing so good, and I put some stank on it if I'm talking about you.
What you talking about?
When I'm telling it about me, I can. Well, so let me tell you what happened, and this I can explain to you how we got in the situation, what happened. Well, and then somebody else came in. I don't know where they came from, and then now you can kind of explain it away. Well, you have alleviated that opportunity when it comes from somebody else.
Yeah.
The other he was in there was about 9 of them in there.
Right. Every time the story gets told, it's more people. Yeah.
More people, exactly. So
I heard they were selling tickets outside. Hour number 32.
If they were, they should have been. Right. Yeah, man. So I think it's best just to get in front of them. I really do. Nothing. You almost have to tell the truth and just. I think the consequences might even be different if you get in front of them. You're still gonna have consequences.
There still will be consequences.
I don't want to tell you that if you go down, you steal, and you come back and say, you know what, it was me that stole it. They ain't gonna put you in jail. They still gonna put you in jail. But I don't really know where I was going. You still go to jail.
Maybe that sentence might be light or something.
Maybe, perhaps.
Terry says, being that I'm not afraid of anything or anyone but God, I will never be blackmailed. I will my own story with something extra on it to make it funny. He'll tell his own story with a little something on it extra to make it funny. But what if the person listening doesn't find it funny? Brenda says, I agree with John. Just tell it. And listen, Terry, if you've lived your life to the degree to where you're always in the present thinking, listen, great. But the reality is a lot of people don't. We get caught up in what's going on around us. Terry said they will. Kenny says, none of us, because you only telling the truth when the truth is being threatened to come out. You didn't tell it day one.
Hold on. Who was that saying that? And what is he implying?
So he's basically you not just going around willy-nilly volunteering the information.
No. Nobody is. Nobody. We have to be made to tell the truth. We have to be made to tell it.
But that's what I'm saying. The threat is there. Oh, I'll do you one better. Because he will do this. God tells you to tell it.
Oh. Yes, he will.
He will.
He'll tell you.
He sure will because he knows what's coming.
Yes.
He see this person gathering information, getting ready to hit you. Mm-hmm. And he's like, go ahead and diffuse it now.
And he also knows that the person that you have to tell is in a place mentally that they can accept what you're doing.
Exactly.
He also knows that 6 months down the road when it comes out, it's not going to be a good place. It's going to be embarrassing. Because think about this. You don't want to be embarrassed, and so does your partner. Your partner doesn't either.
Right.
And the worst thing that we do sometimes is embarrass our partners because we want them to be with us. Now remember, guys, like, share, subscribe. Y'all start following. We're trying to get 1,000. What's the day? The 16th, 17th?
17th.
We're trying to get 1,000. So y'all got to start. Tell your friends. Tell your uncles and cousins and aunties. What y'all like, share, subscribe.
Right. Tell everybody.
Yes, exactly.
Final thoughts, man.
Final thoughts. Well, since the final thought came quicker than I thought it was, and I wasn't quite ready for it. So my final thought for today is you can't do anything about what you've done in the past. But what you can start doing is trying to be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. I think if you accomplish something great or as great as you can in your future, I think it may even alleviate some of the craziness that we've done in our past. I think what people are really trying to see is, are you still that fool that you was when you was back then? The sad reality is most of us still are. That's my final thoughts.
Here's the thing, and I agree with what John said. You are identified by your past. Even if it was 2 hours ago, you are identified by things that happened in the past. And you have to be mindful of that. The key is to be so focused on a positive future that you don't mess up your present. Because you know the things that's happening in your present is impacting the future that you desire. So Handle your present as if it's an investment into your future. But just know your present automatically becomes your past, and your past is where your name and your reputation come from. It comes from your choices that you're making in the moment, in the present. So always be mindful of the present, but keep it in view of your future. What do you want? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to accomplish? What are the things that's threatening that? And the main thing that threatens it are the choices we make today. And that's my final thoughts.
Wow, man. Wow. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also, I asking for a friend segment. You guys give us some questions, your questions or comments, and we can discuss them without asking for a friend.
You got a scenario that you ashamed of. But you want some help. You want some practical help. You want some, other people's opinions, other people's thoughts, just to see what people think about it. Right into our asking for a friend, and we'll talk about it. Listen, everything remains anonymous. We won't tell who you are. We're not them kind of people. But if you just want perspective, shoot us a line. Let us know what's going on. We'll talk about it. We keep it respectful. Kenny says, good words, brothers. I enjoyed it. Listen, thank you. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Terry. Everybody that's jumped in the comments tonight.
Please say, don't fry bacon naked.
He said, don't fry bacon naked. Final thought.
Well, that grease and pop
boy, you be dancing all over that kitchen, boy.
We got a treat for him today. The title for next week's show.
The title for next week's show. You don't want to miss next week's show. Next week, we talking about how to know if you a side chick.
Or a side dude.
How do you know if you a side chick? That's what we're talking about next week. Yes. So make sure you join us. Make sure you join us. Also, before we get out of here, this week is National Infertility Week.
Yes.
The show we did last Monday, we brought our real life situations and dealings with infertility to you all. We appreciate the love. We appreciate everybody, the response we got. But there are people who may be going through this week because there's a focus on it this week. Let's be mindful of these people. Let's pray for people that's struggling with this, because it's a heavy burden to carry. So pray for people, encourage them, and just show your love and support.
Also, May 6th, we're going to be in Frisco.
Oh, yeah.
At Brooklyn's Cuts and Design. What the Cuts?
Yeah.
Cuts and Design.
Yeah, Brooklyn's Cuts and Designs in Frisco.
May 6th, we're going to have the food. We're going to have the food truck out there.
It's going live.
What's the food truck? Bites.
Trinity Bites. Trinity Bites. And you want some good food, boy.
We're also trying to get the heart bus out there.
Yeah, we're trying to do some heart screenings.
Yes,
just trying to make sure everybody's good, their health is good, in the whole nine. So
we want to see. We want you guys to come out. Everybody that's in the area wants you guys to come out.
Yes,
trying to blow the spot up.
May 6th. Yes. We're gonna hit y'all up with more details leading up to it. So be watching out for that information. Listen, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Listen, couldn't do it without you.
Let's get those 1,000. Let's get those 1,000, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do that.
All right. Y'all be blessed.
All right. We catch y'all later.